Welcome back to another episode of Sam's Motor and Machine, and in this episode we're going on a mission. So the reason for today's trip is all this green stuff behind me here. Now this house being a rental did come with a lawnmower, but it's one of those walk behind ones with only like a 18-inch cut or something like that. So this garden's nearly an acre, and when you're trying to mow it with a little walk behind mower, it takes 2 or 3 hours. And in Ireland, where the grass grows so fast, you find yourself doing that every week or more often, so it takes a lot of your time. The garden actually goes further up that bank behind over there where you guys can't see, which I'll show you now. So yeah, we've also got this scrubby bit at the top, which hasn't been mown in quite a long time, but I'd quite like to do something with it because it seems a waste of space otherwise. So you guys probably guessed by now, today's mission is to go and get ourselves a ride-on lawnmower, just to make this a bit easier to manage during the spring and summer months. We probably better get going. So as you guys can see, we've got the trailer hooked up to the Range Rover today. So this is an Eiffel Williams BV85 box trailer, rated to about 2.5 tons. Really useful bit of kit, and it's actually what we used to get pretty much all of our stuff over here in one go from the UK. She's probably about 20 years old now, but being Eiffel Williams and galvanised, she's still in pretty good shape.
As soon as you stick a camera in front of me, it's not going to work.
The only trouble with towing with the Range Rover is I sometimes forget that the trailer's actually behind me, because it doesn't feel like it doesn't drive any differently than it's, apart from the clunking of course. Banging around on the trailer. It doesn't drive any differently to normal, really. I mean, that trailer doesn't weigh very much, but...
I was going to say, you can't even feel it pulling.
Right. Which is why these cars are so popular for people towing horse boxes and things like that.
Yeah.
So unless you guys didn't know, you probably do already, but I think it actually ended up being in January this year, so it only just happened. UK trailer laws have changed. So previously, you could only tow, if you passed the test after about 1997, you could only tow up to, I think it's 750 kilos, or a very small trailer pretty much. And then, if you wanted to tow a heavier trailer, up to 3.5 tons, you had to pass a separate test. I think it's called a B plus E licence. But they've just changed it in the UK, so that everybody now has the B plus E licence, so anybody can hitch up a heavy trailer and go and tow it. Apologies for the crappy audio here, guys. Unfortunately, the camera mic was vibrating on the dash, so I'll just have to dub over this bit. Basically, what I was talking about is that the UK's trailer licensing has changed recently from requiring a test to tow heavy trailers to now everyone automatically has B plus E on their licence. The jury's still out as to whether this is a good thing or not. I mean, I can understand the reasons the British government had for doing it. Freeing up space in the driver test centres for more lorry drivers is definitely worthwhile. But it remains to be seen whether it's going to cause more trailer towing incidents on the road. Because there's a lot of skill involved in towing safely, and things like hitching up correctly, loading your trailer, and even reversing are skills that you need to be taught really. Obviously you can learn them by doing, but how many potentially deadly mistakes are going to be made in that learning process? Anyway, back to the video. Yeah, normally I pretty much would avoid towing wherever possible. I don't really enjoy it. I know some people do. They love, sticking big heavy loads behind their trucks, but me personally, I find it a little bit stressful. So it's not something I'd choose to do, for fun. But when you need to do it, you need to do it, and it's good that the truck's capable of doing it. And I came over here.
I was already here, so
Yeah, when I came over here, I brought quite a bit of stuff with me in the trailer. Partly, most of it was
most of it was mine.
Her stuff, but there was also quite a bit of my own stuff, heavy stuff like tools and parts and stuff like that. So the trailer was literally full up to the roof. So I don't know how much weight it was really, but it felt fairly heavy. It was probably 2 tons overall. And the Range Rover handled it so easily. I was amazed by it. There's quite a few hills in North Wales when you're on the way to the port, and it just literally sang up the hills, no problem at all.
It's quite smooth all the way across Ireland as well when you drove.
Exactly, yeah. Most of the time it just sat in 8th, even going up some quite steep hills. The TDV8 is so torquey, you just didn't even need to change down to pull it up the hill. So if you're going to have a tow car, you know, this probably is one of the least stressful ones to do it in because you've just got so much torque and power. But that said, I still don't like towing. If you're towing with something that's sort of underpowered, I guess it makes it even more stressful. And
when the weight's not in the right place as well in the trailer.
yeah, that's kind of the other thing about the L322. Even the lower powered ones like the TD6 are probably still really good tow vehicles just because they weigh so much. And I think having a really heavy tow car is a really good bonus because even if your trailer's like not quite perfectly loaded, it's not going to be able to throw the car around because the truck just weighs so much that it's going to basically command the trailer to do whatever it wants. I think these 4.4 TDV8s sit somewhere around 2.8 tons. With both of us in it and a few tools and stuff in the back, probably over 3 tons. So you know, even if the trailer was fully loaded, the Range Rover would still have pretty good control over it on the road. Whereas if you're towing with something a bit lighter, like maybe like a single cab pickup or something, which might be a bit light on the back end, the trailer can easily
whip it around
and yeah, shift it around on the road, which isn't much fun.
I can imagine that'd be horribly stressful. 8 rows.
Very good. So we're about 5 minutes away now, guys. I'm going to see if I can record when we're picking it up, but you know how people can be. I'll ask the guy if he doesn't mind me recording, but if he says no, then I won't be recording because privacy.
Better to be polite.
Indeed. But the most important thing is, have you finished your crochet square?
Yes.
There you go. So if nothing else, this trip's been worthwhile.
Hey, gotta be productive while we're on the move. We might be going.
So we've now collected the tractor, guys. We didn't actually film loading it up because it didn't really seem appropriate to do so. The guy was just trying to get on with his day, so yeah, it's not always good to just shove cameras in people's faces. But anyway, we're going to reveal it to you when we get back to the house. So yeah, hold on tight. We'll show you this magnificent machine we bought.
Oh, definitely. And the trailer's actually riding a lot smoother now as well.
Yeah, it always helps to have a bit of weight in the back. But yeah, we've got about an hour to get back to Galway, so we'll see you guys in a bit.
Right then, which one's yours?
So we stopped for a toilet break and a burger break as well. And this, guys, let me tell you, is the actual main reason why I've moved to Ireland rather than staying in the UK. This is a place called Supermax, which any of you Irish guys, in particular people from Galway, will know about. But basically, this place puts McDonald's to shame. It's in a different league. The burgers are awesome. Mainly because of, these are the kind of chips you can get. Garlic, cheesy fries, with a lot of garlic and a lot of cheese. Not the healthiest meal, but alright for a treat.
Especially since we've been on the road most of the day. It's nice just
Sitting
to have...
down.
Well, yeah, we have been sitting down, not doing very much, but, you know.
Just got to try not to drop it on the leather.
That's why I've got a setup going on over here.
That's right, this leather's in need of a clean anyway. Yeah, these burgers, that's a proper burger. That's not no McDonald's fake burger, that's a real burger.
I was going to say, turn it around so they can see how much vegetables you actually got in it as well.
Try not to drop the bits of it, but let's get a close up of that. Oh yeah.
Delicious. When I first moved here, I was ranting and raving to Sam about how good the burgers were, and he just didn't believe me until I took him to a Supermax, and that was it.
Right, we're going to tuck into this, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
lucky. That's bloody lucky. No.
It's still recording.
Yeah, it is. Still going. Right.
So look alright.
Yeah. Damn, this is a good case.
Oh, look at me. And that's why, guys, you don't put your GoPro on the side of a dirty trailer with a suction cup. From here, it was just a nice, easy cross-country run back to County Galway. The Rangie really does make towing fantastically easy and stress-free. It even managed to return around 27 miles per gallon for the trip. Not bad. Behold, gentlemen, the MTD, what's it called again? Mastercut 92A. Now I should preface this by saying I know absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, about lawnmowers or ride-on lawnmowers or small engines or petrol engines or anything of this nature really. All I can tell you about this wonderful machine is that it's powered by a Briggs & Stratton 13.5 horsepower engine. It's got a 38-inch cutting width and you can sit on it rather than pushing it around the garden. So that for me should do the job. From people that I've spoken to who know a lot more about these kind of lawnmowers than me, pretty much all of these sort of residential ride-on mower type things are all pretty much universally horrible. They're sort of very cheaply made, very flimsy, like you can see in this, the steelwork here is very thin, flimsy. They rust like nothing else, and you're constantly replacing belts and sharpening blades and things like that, and trying to keep the Briggs & Stratton engine running properly. But if it works, it should lighten the load around the garden quite a bit over the next few months. So yeah, here it is. I would get it out and do some mowing, but we're still in January at the moment and the grass is very wet and the soil's very soft as well, so probably not the best time of year to start mowing yet. In a few weeks though, when the weather brightens up, it'll be good to get it out. So I've already picked up a service kit for this, just for the Briggs & Stratton part of it. Some oil, engine oil, air filter, fuel filter, and a spark plug for it. So hopefully that side of things should be alright. It runs pretty well already as it is, but I think probably a good idea to give it a good service. First though, I'm just going to give it a blast with the hose to get off some of that old grass from underneath and see what we got under there. Can't do that with a Range Rover. Does not look good, guys. Shit. Yeah, this deck is toast, guys. The blades look good though. Yeah, this deck is about 5 minutes work away from snapping in half by the looks of it. It's completely rusted all the way around here. Across the back here it's completely cracked, and the other side doesn't look much better either. Even if I had a welder here, this would probably be past welding at this stage. I think that's what we call in the trade a bit of a cock-up. Right, with that new knowledge, I think it's best for me to probably get on the internet and see if I can find a deck shell for this thing, and probably some belts as well. Well, you guys tell me, would you like to watch me try and swap a deck shell on a mower that I've got no idea what I'm doing with? Would that make good content? Leave a comment down below to see if you'd like to see that, but it looks like I'm going to be doing it regardless. On the plus side, this Briggs & Stratton motor does seem to run pretty well. And the sort of hydrostatic-y type transmission, I don't know if it is hydrostatic or not, but the transmission seems to work fine as well, so you know, maybe it'll make a good mower in the end. Regardless of that rather nasty discovery with the deck underneath, we're going to have a look for some parts for that later. I'm still going to service the little Briggs & Stratton on this anyway, because I've got the parts for it and I might as well do it, because that's what I plan to do today anyway. So we're just going to twist this little valve. Which way are we going to twist it? That way. Let the oil flow out. I'm going to take this cap off just to help it. Whilst that drains, we'll quickly throw in a new spark plug. There's the old plug. You guys tell me whether that looks good or not. Looks alright to me. Here's the new guy. It's an Oregon one this time. I think they make chainsaw stuff, don't they? And that'll do. Plug wire back on. There we go. Air filter's just in here. Looks pretty manky actually. Well overdue a change. Much better. Looking nice. Easy. And then the last one is this little guy here, who looks like it's never been changed by the looks of it. Probably done with getting a bit more fuel pipe as well. This stuff's pretty old. It's not quite leaking yet, but can't be far off of it. That's the old guy. Pretty manky. And new. Way nicer. These guys have a flow direction arrow so you can't get them wrong. Aren't you? What? Yes, please. That seems to have drained everything it's going to drain. About a litre in there probably. Maybe a little more. Yeah, that's definitely drained. Hose pipe, perfect fit for this oil drain plug. There we go. Put some fresh oil in now. First thing I do is clean this cap though. Can't be having a filthy cap like that. Here's our new stuff. Just your standard Briggs & Stratton SAE 30 oil. Right. Right, we'll let that settle, see what that looks like. So I think that's just a bit below, except about there. So I reckon if we add most of the rest of that bottle, it's probably going to be about right. It's looking about right. And that should do us. I think the only thing left is give it a start and make sure it runs alright still. Listen to that. I have no idea what a Briggs & Stratton's supposed to sound like, but that sounds alright to me. So that's it for this video, guys. It looks like there's going to be a lot more work to do on this master cat though, a lot more than I thought there was going to be at the start. Ah well, that's the way life is sometimes. To be completely honest with you guys, I did know that the decks on these mowers do rust, and that's something you've got to check for when you buy these things, but I just didn't check it on this mower. And that'd be a warning to all of you guys. If you're buying something like this, make sure you check it all out before you get it, because I've now got a load more work that I didn't think I had to do. I would like to know though if you guys would be interested in seeing content on stuff like this, and not just on the Range Rover. Perhaps this is time for me to get a second channel where I can do stuff that's more vlog-like and stuff that's not necessarily related to Range Rovers. It might be mechanical related like this mower, but not necessarily even that. For now though, I need to get online and start looking for parts for this thing, because I have a feeling I'm going to need quite a few. Anyway, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!